How's it going, guys? My name is Voss, and I'm with my buddy Phil. He had the 911 Turbo that we reviewed, and he did a couple tasteful modifications to it. It had the manual transmission. That thing, best way to describe it is it's a missile. And today, we're in his daily driver. You want to tell me what this is?
So we got a 2008 BMW Alpina B7.
Yeah, and if you don't know what an Alpina is, essentially, this is an 08, and it's rear-wheel drive.
Rear-wheel drive, not the X-Drive.
So before I get into that real quick, let me explain something to you. Phil had a all-wheel drive 911. That was his sports car, and he's like, I need a daily. So what did he do? You got a rear-wheel drive BMW, which is like the farthest thing from a daily, but you say it's pretty good, right?
It handles great. I mean, you'll see traction control is it's superb. It definitely saves your butt on these wet roads. Even when it snowed a few weeks ago, I had no problems with this thing.
Really?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I've had my fair share of BMWs, and there might be one in the works for the channel here. So I'm gonna have to get with you a little bit for more info. But this is a Alpina B7, which is essentially, I think they took a 540i or whatever the highest platform 7 Series is, right? And then they put this Alpina, which is like another, it's kind of like Dynan, it's kind of like one of those where they just slap on like a little extra, and it's from the factory, correct?
Yes.
And this had a $115,000 MSRP in 2008.
I got the sticker. This actual car was $117,000 or $117,200, and I got it for $17,000.
Yeah, and 10 years later, he got it for 17. I've seen, he's got a really nice example. You can get a little rough for one, almost to $10,000. That is like 90% of the value of this car down the drain. And it's got a supercharged V8. They took the 4.4 liter, that was supercharged them. You're putting out 500-ish horsepower, 515, 518 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, the brochure will tell you 516 foot-pounds of torque.
Yep. So I mean, this is not a slouch by any means. This is a pretty capable vehicle.
Yep. It's like sitting in a couch with a rocket.
It's a boat. It's a supercharged boat.
Packed to it, yeah.
But this is his daily driver, and I've heard people love these things, but they're not very popular. Like I don't really see them out as much. I've never actually seen an Alpina in person, and the newer ones are even more than $115,000 nowadays. But then they just drop. The depreciation just kills these cars. You think that's to do with the maintenance? I mean, I'm sure BMW 7 Series is a very high maintenance car, but you said you've got right around 90,000 miles and you've virtually had very little maintenance, right?
Just tires.
Tires,
that's really it. Tires and then basic preventive maintenance like oil and things like that.
So I mean, it's not that much more expensive to maintain than just your standard, I don't know. Why'd you want this? Yeah, what made you want this?
So
for not just for a daily, but you had a Porsche 911 that's very soon getting almost 650 wheel horsepower.
That's step 2 for the goal.
Yeah, we'll have to do a follow up on that.
Oh, for sure.
But what made you want this?
So I needed to do everything in my power to avoid getting a truck.
You don't like trucks?
I'm not a truck guy, but I feel like I need a truck, a few times a year to haul stuff around.
That's why I had one too. That was the biggest thing for me.
Everybody loves the pickup man, right? So I wanted something that was big enough that could accommodate not only a lot of people, but also carry a decent amount of cargo. And that's why I kind of started going towards full-size saloons.
Yeah, this thing's ginormous. And it's ultra luxury. That's what a 7 Series is.
That's one of the other things with the Alpina versus a 7 Series. You have your suede leather, headliners and A and B pillars.
It's got this beautiful little
wood, all this kind of jazz in here. Heated seats. Massage seats, cool seats.
I've never seen. I've not driven a 7 Series before. I didn't know they put the seat controls on the right-hand side.
It's kind of funky. It's not really intuitive, especially when you're driving.
It's kind of weird. You're like, oh, it's not over here.
And you're right into the butt of a semi.
But it's different. This has got the original iDrive system.
Yeah, the first generation of iDrive.
Kind of a weird system.
It's weird, but it's simple enough. I figured it out in like a couple hours, and I never use it. I have it set. I programmed it so that when I turn the car on, I go straight to my navigation, so I can see side streets and roads and stuff like that. But everything else, I don't really use it. And every week I do the systems check on the car, which is kind of a really cool feature about this thing. So it'll run through the entire car and let you know where you need maintenance and if it even does or not. So it's kind of a neat little feature.
You know, this being his daily driver, you bought it with how many miles?
I bought it with just under 80. I think it was 79.
Just under. Wait, hold up. You bought it in October with under 80,000 miles, and you've got almost 90,000 miles on it?
I drive a lot for work.
Yeah, man, that's how's the gas on this thing?
It's terrible. It's great when you got cruise control on, though.
Okay.
On the highway.
So far, it sounds like it's checking off every box of a daily. Rear-wheel drive, horrible gas mileage, oversized. It's far from a daily, but you know what?
It can fit a lot of stuff, and it's got that big supercharged V8. That's what really is the seller on it.
Oh yeah, I had a 335i, right? 2010, I bought it with 29,000, 30,000 miles. I got rid of it because I needed a truck. But as problematic and as maintenance prone as that thing was, something about just driving it that just made me forget every time that it upset me from how much I had to pay on it. And I love the driving of a 335i, or really a BMW, so much that I just forget about the maintenance. And is that kind of how this thing is?
Kind of. I haven't had any issues with maintenance. Fingers crossed. I plan on driving it till it blows up. But going from, and this kind of like, as far as my whole car buying career, I've always had a decently fast car, and then finally I got my 911, my supercar, and it's like, well, how can I park that 911 and then get into something I'm going to drive every day and still put a smile on my face? And that was another one of the pieces of criteria that I landed up with a supercharged rear-wheel drive assault yacht of a Alpina B7.
Yeah, this is a supercharged boat. So, you know, we've only talked this thing up. We've made it sound like it's the Toyota Camry of reliability. Give me some of the, we were talking a little bit off camera. Let me know what's some of the things that have gone wrong and or are extremely a pain, you know, to deal with.
So, one of the coolest features about Alpinas are their wheels. And it also is their Achilles tendon. They have a really poor design where they have hollow bits along the spokes.
This is a BBS wheel.
Yeah, BBS manufactured these wheels specifically for Alpina.
So they're still Alpina branded, but they were made by BBS.
Correct,
okay.
As far as I know.
Yep.
Now, there's a lot of weak points in them. They're also 21 inches, so they're big. And you combine that with weak points. You hit a pothole at 60, you're going to dent these wheels. Every single wheel is dented on this car, even the spare, in some capacity, to where every week when I normally do my checks and balances on my vehicles, check fluids, tire pressure, things like that, just basic owner service, I almost always have to put air into one of these tires just because they leak slowly and constantly. And the aftermarket support for this car isn't a whole lot, so you can't really find too many wheels that you could replace these with and have the OEM dimensions. But there are a few options out there that you could take.
But yeah, I know you're working on getting some kind of replicas of the originals right now. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at Inky actually makes them, and just it's the closest thing to look OEM.
Okay, I mean they look baller. This is
they're sweet looking, but
the black
pain in the butt.
The black paint with the kind of chrome polished look. I love it.
I don't like the chrome. The previous owner, that was a factory or an option from the dealer to do it.
Oh, okay.
And it wouldn't have been a huge problem because I would have been able to touch these wheels back or touch these wheels up and everything. But you can't really do much with chrome anymore.
Chrome's hard to work with.
Yeah. There's a lot of regulations, and I think I got quoted around $4,000 to refinish all four wheels.
Or just buy a new set.
That's
at that
like
point.
a third, almost half of the car's cost. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I mean, as much as these things depreciate, it's not worth.
Yeah. Plus, this is the daily. You know, it's not a huge deal if I have to put a little bit of air in it every now and then eventually move on to wheels.
All right, so we discussed a little bit about your Alpina. I love this thing, and I haven't even driven yet. I'm so excited. we've never had a 7 Series. You know, growing up, we did have a 5 Series, one of those older 540i's. Pretty good rear-wheel drive car. But then we got an X5, which was pretty good. Extremely high maintenance. All these things are extremely high maintenance, but never had a 7 Series. And I know as luxurious and as fancy as 7 Series are, they're known for the maintenance, but they're also known for ultra comfort. So let's go out, take this on the road. I'm gonna see how it feels, and I mean, I can tell you, this would be a car I'd love to just drive 1,000 miles.
I
can
feel
feel
it. The couch.
It is so comfortable in here, and it's got these pads, and the bolstering's really good. So let's go out, do some driving, and I'm gonna see how it feels.
All right.
So first thing, before we even start driving, it's not like your typical lever. It's
weird.
You push it in and pull down. Usually they're kind of like, you kind of like pull down.
A little bit
it's
of
almost
mechanical too.
Yeah,
now it's like clicking a mouse.
Yeah,
almost.
it's kind of weird. Because the Teslas, you push in, you go up and down, but you don't you're doing that, but in a weird way. I don't know. It's a little different.
It's not very intuitive, I don't think.
I know the newer ones kind of have like that crystally looking like lever up here with the paddle shifters.
Yes.
But this was before they still had the
paddle shifters on this are actually built.
I saw that. We'll have to
these
get
little buttons behind.
That
it.
is so freaking. Do you press the?
Yeah, you press the little kind of
that is
like a nipple on the back of the wheel.
Yeah, it's the weirdest feeling thing ever. I was gonna ask you about what the plus and minuses are. That's crazy.
This diamond right here.
Yeah.
You can select S for sport, and then M for manual, and then nothing.
Let's put it in sport. Let's just drive it like that. So yeah, let's get on the road and see what this is like. Man, I don't know. Oh, it reads out your speed. That's kind of cool. But
it's nice because I don't use the analog speedometer with the 911 just because it goes to 225. So it's like I'm not going to be able to read that needle right there. So that's so small. When you can just read the digital readout.
It's got a little.
She picks up.
Yeah.
She really shines on the highway.
Okay.
So this thing's not setting any 0 to 60 records, but when you get it on the highway, say you want to pass a car, you're doing 55, and you pass a car, you'll be doing over 100.
I mean, this is rated 0 to 60 at low 5s or very close to that.
I've seen a couple different figures online. I haven't tested it with a watch yet, with a chrono.
Yeah.
But yeah, around 5. So
that's impressive for how heavy and big this thing is.
For a little over 5,000 pound car.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
I mean, it's comfortable. That's the big thing with these Alpina, not just with Alpina, with BMW, but people always, for someone that's never owned a BMW, they don't understand why people buy them because like it's a money pit. But there's just something about the comfort and the level of quality you get.
They're great. They're great drivers.
Oh yeah. Hence the ultimate driving machine. Now I don't know if the new ones are ultimate driving machines. Maybe the M2, but I'm kind of not a fan of some of the new stuff that's coming out. Maybe the M5, maybe the all-wheel drive M5.
I heard that thing is a monster though.
0 to 60 is under 3 seconds, and you can tune them. They got twin turbos. You can tune them. It's like the E63 comes with 600 and some horse. Tune them like Rentec makes a tune for it. It puts you on stock everything to 800 horsepower.
Yeah, and then people, especially my old lady, wonder why I'm dumping all this money into the 911.
Because you get something like that. Yeah. Some guy who drives to work at home can take it to the track and just shred.
Yeah, you can really mash it on this. And you'll feel it.
I can feel it. Yeah. And it's got that. I forgot that auto BMWs had this. It's got that that little button behind the pedal, right? I don't remember what it's called. When you're going full pedal and then you press, there's a little button feel.
Yep. It's almost like an overdrive thing.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I forgot that they do that because the X5, we had an X5 which had the 4.4 V8. Actually, I think it had the same V8 or a very similar V8 to what this had, not the supercharged one. But you press it and you could feel that little extra, that little juice it gave. But no, it's like
a 2-stage pedal. It's nice because once you get familiar with the car, depending on what kind of traffic you're in, it's not going to come on and surprise you, drop that gear violently, and just thrust you back in the seat. You can pass with ease in luxury, like the way this thing's supposed to be designed.
Yeah, man, this is comfortable. This is like extreme comfort right here. I love it. And now, I don't know how, at least for me, I don't know how practical it is because I don't need a boat, but it makes sense. You've got a lot of people you got to take or cargo and you don't want to get a truck. It makes sense why one would be interested in this.
That was like the whole selling point for this thing is it's fast. And it's one of the biggest cars that you can get for cargo and people, hauling around folks. So it's a pretty good deal in that aspect.
Okay, so, you know, I'm getting a few miles before, and like I said, I'm very inexperienced when it comes to 7 Series. You know, I'm not going to sit here and nitpick it because I don't really know, but just from what personal BMW experience and what I've read about these things, they are heavily maintenance prone, and you must have very good luck with cars, because your Porsche 911, you said, is virtually maintenance free with all the power you have. This thing is virtually maintenance free. I mean, you know, you're pretty hands-on. You can take care of a lot of those problems, but it's impressive that you really haven't had a lot of issues with this.
I think it's a combination of a little bit of luck and just knowing a thing or two about preventive maintenance. And it's something as simple as just making sure your engine oil is topped off at all times. Little things like that. If you hear a squeak, take it to the dealer or your local mechanic and, you know, get that bearing or that bushing replaced.
Yeah.
Little things like that.
Totally agree.
A small bushing or bearing ain't going to cost you over $100.
So, you know, you mentioned this had 21-inch wheels.
Yes.
I thought I'd feel it a lot more on the road. It's really comfortable. Like, it absorbs the...
You'll feel it on the highway more.
Okay.
And definitely under hard braking, you can feel it.
Let me just get... Oh, yeah, for sure.
More along the line, or you'll definitely feel it when you're on the highway, when you're accelerating, when you're deaccelerating.
Yeah, I could see that.
But I honestly, I don't care. I didn't buy this as a luxury saloon because I'm an old man. I bought it for the Supercharged V8, you know. So I'm okay with a little bit of bumps on the highway, but it does.
It's crazy how this was $115,000+
Yeah.
10 years ago, and its value has just diminished. I mean, 10 grand for over 90% of the value of this thing is out the door. I mean, that's a great deal for somebody who's picking it up secondhand, but, you know, you must have had a very good, you know, example of this, to where you had a very good, either a maintenance history or something, you know, to where you must have gotten a very good car. But, I mean, what are some problems, you know, with these things that can happen?
That was one of the reasons I got this particular car. Was the previous owner, who was also the original owner, had every single...
So it's a one-owner car?
One-owner car. Had every single maintenance receipt from the local BMW dealership here. So everything that was done by the dealership. And it was nice to see. And as I was going through those and looking at them, there was nothing major. It was all just basic routine service from BMW. So... And there's not a whole lot of things online. I did look at the forums and see, like, what should I expect to explode on my Alpina B7? Nothing. I haven't seen anything negative about it online.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm almost kind of getting to the point where this is like a diamond in the rough. This is one of those super deals, kind of like how 911 turbos get sometimes, where they'll hit their low depreciation, and you'll just have this absolutely fantastic, almost too good to believe, or too good to be true car for dirt cheap. Pennies on the dollar.
I was giving a little gas over there in the back. It doesn't want to fishtail it all over the place.
The traction control comes on, and it comes on.
But it scares you just a hair. It's kind of cool. It gives it just a little bit out.
It's a little exciting.
Yeah, it is, for sure. But it definitely shoots out. As soon as it starts going a little bit, the traction shoots right back on.
Yeah, it gives you so much confidence. And the traction control, at least from my perspective of driving it, comes on so smooth, where you build that confidence really fast. And I've noticed that driving this in the rain and in the snow so far.
I'm going to put it in manual. I'm going to just slow down for a second. These things feel so weird. I'm just going to try it out.
Yeah.
I've never driven... this is the weirdest feeling paddle shifters ever. Oh my God, yeah. Dude, power feels so linear and so comfortable, but you look down and, you know, on a public road, we never hit over 55, 60, but like on a track setting, you could just, in a straight line out, you know, somewhere, that is crazy.
Yeah, it's impressive that this 10-year-old car that weighs this much can get you going that fast.
Oh my God. And the crazy thing is, your license plate just shot backwards, and we're in a 5,000 pound super heavy car. It's got some torque to put you there.
A little bit. What's funny is, up until I got this car, I've never had a speeding ticket my entire life.
Not even in the 911. That was your daily before this.
Not in my Evo 10 or my WRX. Never got a speeding ticket. The first week I got this, I got my first speeding ticket. The second week I got another one.
Well, the speed's deceivingly quick.
It is.
You don't.
It's
I don't
very
even.
smooth.
I don't even realize it until until I'm looking down and off a main road on a track or somewhere. But you look down and next thing you know, you're running 80 miles an hour. You're like, oh my god, this it's deceiving.
It's very surprising because it's so smooth, so comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Especially when we put the music on and you're just in your own world. And you see lights behind you, and you're like, "Why am I getting pulled over?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, because I'm going 20 over right now."
Whoops! it's kind of in its own right. I mean, I'm not saying an Alpina is a sleeper, but it's in its own little way. It's kind of a sleeper.
It totally is.
Yeah,
a sleeper.
man.
It's totally a sleeper.
If I pulled up to a light, or if I was drag racing one of my buddies or something on a track or on a off-road private course, this would keep up with a lot of like stock WRXs, a lot of those kind of. This is going to keep up with all those things.
Another reason this car has really grown on me is like this is my daily driver, so I do drive it to work every day, and I'm a very spirited driver. I don't like my trip to work in the morning to be boring. That's part of the reason why I got a 911 and now a Supercharged V8 B7. So there'll be guys that run with me, and it's always like a Camaro or let's see, what was it? Last Thursday it was a WRX. And we kind of had shared some spirited driving together. Yeah. And they were fighting to keep up.
Yeah, this thing is, this is the weirdest paddle system I've ever seen, but it's kind of growing on me. It's like a little nub that you're just kind of, pressing. It's weird because then it's got stitched plus and minuses on the front side. I'll have to get a close-up on this.
Very unique feature.
Yeah, it's not normal at all. But, guys, that's going to wrap up this review. I've had a blast in this thing, and if you've enjoyed this, Phil's pretty awesome. We met over social media, and he's one of the few guys I know that has absolutely no issue with meeting up, going on a little cruise or just doing some reviews. You're just pretty cool dude. Just handed me the keys to his 911. He's like, let's go make a review. So check his Instagram out. I'm gonna link it here. But if you've enjoyed this, smash that like button. Let me know. Comment below what you guys want to see, and if you like having Phil on the channel, I think you like doing these videos.
This,
yeah, we might have to do some cruises or plan some stuff. I know you got some other friends and stuff. Got some pretty cool cars. Let's
build a community.
Yeah, let's build a cool. Let's build something here. Comment below what else you want to see a review. I try my best to showcase cars in all price ranges. I don't want to just show you unattainable vehicles. This is extremely attainable. So I strive on that. So comment below on what you guys want to see reviews. If you've enjoyed this, like I said, share it, tell your friends, tell everyone. Let's get this out there. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next video.